Happy Motivational Monday. What's going on? I'm Bill DeWeese. Welcome to our daily voiceover huddle. I'm a professional voiceover talent. I've been recording voiceovers professionally for, about 18 years now. I've recorded over 10,000 paid projects. I'm a voiceover coach. I've written a couple books about it. Here's the latest, Get Paid Using Your Voice. There's a link in the description below to the digital download, to the paperback, to the audiobook version of this as well. So hope you'll check all that out, as well as links to my other training resources. Did you guys have a good weekend? I hope so. Hope it was good for you. We had a wonderful weekend, had some fantastic weather yesterday on Mother's Day, and which I was really happy for my wife. Vicky she loves to work in the yard. And so she was she was out pulling weeds. I went out and helped her as best I could. It's not my gift. I'm not really a yard guy, but she was enjoying it, and I was enjoying being there, and just it was just so. And also, we're doing this garden thing with my daughter and her family. They live 3 houses down, so they have these big box gardens outside. So yesterday we were putting some fertilizer and tilling up the ground and all that kind of stuff yesterday. So that was fun. It was good, and a chance to visit with my oldest son as well, which doesn't happen all that often. So all good stuff here. And again, I hope it was a good weekend. And for you moms, I hope yesterday was a fantastic Mother's Day for you. I've got a quick reminder before we get into the meat and potatoes, as I like to say today for Motivational Monday. And that is our TV affiliate radio imaging class is coming up May the 29th. Write this down. Wednesday evening beginning at 7 o'clock Central Time. It will be taught by none other than Aaron Bradley. Aaron is one of this country's premier TV voice, radio voice talents, and he's going to teach you how it's done, how to make money being the voice of a local TV affiliate or a radio station, and how to create that recurring residual monthly, kind of locking into a monthly income. And it's a nice way. It's fun. It's fun to do, and I've done a lot of it myself. But beyond that, it's a nice way to have a monthly paycheck that you can depend on. It's a way to create a really nice, even cash flow in your voiceover business, just above the pure joy and fun of it. Registration is not open yet. It will be, though. It will be soon, but I want you to mark that on your date. There's only 100 virtual seats available for that, and I want to make sure you don't miss out. So stay tuned. Details coming very soon for that. So it is Motivational Monday. So are you ready? Here's your motivational thought for today. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is part of success. I know I've said this 100 different times in 100 different ways, and I'm going to keep circling back around to this because I believe this is at the core of why people who don't succeed in voiceover, I believe it's because they don't have this framed properly in their mind. They think that failure, not achieving the thing they want to achieve early on, means that they're not capable of doing this, or they just haven't, built up enough willpower or thick skin. The idea of failure being part of success is that there's nothing that I know of, no endeavor worth pursuing that I'm aware of. And if there is, if I'm wrong, please correct me because I want to get in on it. Or you don't have to jump over any obstacles to get to where you want to go. It's just like, hey, I think I want to do this. And somebody says, ta-da, you're that. They kind of sprinkle some magic fairy dust and a wand over your head, and instantaneously you become the thing you want to become. I'm not aware of that. Again, if there is something like that, please let me know. But I want to encourage you to really reframe the way that you see failure, because failure is not the opposite. It's just a part of that journey. And if I may, since it's baseball season, let me give you another baseball reference. A really, really good baseball player will hit approximately 3 base hits for every 10 times they're at bat. That would be what we call a 300 average. That's like all-star caliber player, which means that 7 times they don't get a hit. They strike out, or they might walk to get to base, which is not an awful thing. Actually, it's a good thing. But ideally, they want to be able to hit the ball, advance runners, not just get singles, but get doubles, triples, an occasional home run. But yet, only being successful 3 times out of 10 is considered massive success in baseball. And do baseball players, do they say, well, you know what? If I can't get a base hit every time I get to bat, I'm not going to play baseball. No, why? Because it's impossible. It doesn't work that way. Same thing in voiceover. You're not going to get a job every time you audition. You're not going to get a job every time you send out an email. No, I don't care who you are. I don't care how good you are. Nobody gets hired every time they simply think the thought. They've got to do the work. And then they have to work those numbers. They have to keep taking their at-bats, knowing that every time that they swing and miss, that puts them one opportunity closer. The next time they got to get back up because they know those opportunities are out there. The jobs will come, but you got to keep going up to the plate and you got to keep swinging the bat. And a lot of you guys struggle because your skin is just not thick enough yet. And that's okay. That's a process. Egos are fragile. I get it, and that's okay. But if you let it stop you, here's the problem. It's hard to fail, what we would consider, define as fail. We don't want to feel stupid. We don't want to look stupid to others. We don't want to embarrass ourselves. And that's all part of protecting our ego. We always want to feel and be seen as if we're competent and we know what we're doing. That's how we protect ourselves and we protect our egos. The problem is, the more that you give in and cave in to that feeling and don't allow yourself to expose yourself to those opportunities, the smaller your world becomes. Every time you decide that you're not going to expose yourself to possible failure, your life gets smaller and smaller and smaller. You become weaker and weaker and weaker. So let me encourage you to suck it up this week. That's right. Take a chance. Embarrass yourself. I've embarrassed myself more times than I can possibly count. Take a lot of swings, even when you miss. It's going to develop a thick skin. It's going to help strengthen your ego. And it's going to move you towards success. Again, I know I've talked about this a lot, but it's so core. It's the primary reason people don't move forward in life in general, but certainly in voiceover in particular. So remember, a failure is not the opposite of success. It's just a part of the process of becoming successful. And that's what I want for you in voiceover. And that's why I get up to do this every morning. And I'm thankful you're here. If you haven't yet, be sure to check in on the live stream chat. Let's see who we've got on this morning. Congrats to Rusty. Rusty, I tell you, you guys have to work hard if you want to beat Rusty at being first in the morning. Rusty up there in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, he is on it. He was first in again today. Hey, Rusty, appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Emna in Huntington Beach, how are you doing? Good to see you. Ethan in Toronto. We got Rob saying good morning from sunny San Francisco, where he got a 5-star review from a Fiverr client last week, making progress on my audiobook project moving forward. Rob, that's fantastic. That is good news. Way to go. Rob is 8,500 feet above the Blue Ridge Mountains. Rob is an air show announcer and was announcing an air show in North Carolina. And I assume that means, Rob, that you are flying on your way home to Cincinnati. I wish you safe travels. I'd love to be up there at 8,500 feet to see that view. I bet it is a gorgeous view of the Blue Ridge Mountains. Terry, what's up in Fallston, Maryland? We are ready for another great week of positive information from you. Well, Terry, thank you. Rick, hello to you in Des Moines. Corey in Wisconsin. Oh, let's see here. Lost my place as YouTube moves the stream on me, telling me to move along here. We've got Matthew, another great day in sunny Grand Rapids, Michigan. That's a beautiful, beautiful city. GS in Longview, Aaron in Columbia, Missouri, Jason, Newport, Oregon, Phil checking in from Tokyo. We've got Ty in Warsaw, Indiana, Jason in Kearney, Nebraska. MG in North Carolina. We've got Bob. Good day from magical Cal, Brantford, Ontario. Mikhail in Maine. Marla in Texas. Wally. Good morning, Blueprinters and VO family. It'll be a great week in Annapolis, Maryland. Maryland. Yes, indeed, Wally, it will be. Looking forward to it. Wayne in Port Orchard, Washington. Monica in Poland. Ralph in Cedar Falls, Iowa. Joy, Southfield, Michigan. We got Mike in Alabama, Nephi in Knoxville. Theo says good morning from downtown Chicago. Love the beautiful weather over the weekend, too. took the opportunity to deal with the nearly foot-tall lawn that popped up over the last week or so. Whew, Theo says. I tell you, with all the rain we've had, how could it not? I know, it's just crazy. The yard was mowed, I think, 2 days ago here, and ours is already starting to look pretty bushy out there. But would rather have that than a desert. That's for sure. Jolie getting a new roof today. I can still listen to the voiceover blueprint videos. Oh, fantastic, Jolie. Good luck with the roof. Luciana, good morning to you. Wonderful to see you. Could you tell me the time that you're on every day? Yeah, Luciana, every weekday morning at 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern. I'll let you do the calculations for your time zone. But every Monday through Friday, we pop on for a few minutes to share some voiceover information. So hope you'll make this a part of your everyday morning routine. Anthony and Vivian, hello to you in Tennessee. Sarah, good morning from Wisconsin. Still struggling with COVID laryngitis and trying to stay positive. I needed this message. Hang in there, Sarah. It's funny. Just this morning, it just crossed my mind that it wasn't all that long ago. I had COVID and was really struggling. And it's funny how, you know, once you get past it, then you don't think about it anymore. But it's, these things like this are a reminder that they do happen. Stuff happens. And when you're feeling healthy, you got to be grateful for it for sure. Take advantage of it. John in Rhinebeck, Luciana in Brazil, but live in New York City. Well, I'm so glad you're here this morning. Mary in New Jersey, JR in overcast Austin, Texas, Melissa, San Diego, Sandra, Dallas, Fort Worth, Alex in Utah, Dylan in Florida. Yeah, so glad you're here live this morning, Dylan. Heather, good morning to you in Chattanooga. Failure is a part of success. This was an essential mindset I needed in order to keep moving toward my goals. Unstoppable, slow and steady. Keep going. That's right. It was the tortoise, not the hare, that won the race. Nick says, you have given me motivation to actually try to record my samples and make a demo. Nick here from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Thanks so much. Well, thank you, Nick. I record commercials for the Subaru dealership in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. About every week, I've got new spots that I do. I've never been out there, but I did grow up in Lancaster, Ohio, if that counts. We've got Dave in New York City. Hello, Dave. Denise, what's up in Long Island? Who's busy with voiceover today? 3 new jobs. Love to hear that. Doing nothing is the opposite of success. That's the truth. Rob says you never truly fail until you quit. Yes. Everything else is a learning experience. We've got Trippy from Northwest Ohio. Jason, cue the montage sequence with Mr. Miyagi. That's right. Wax on, wax off. Let's see here. Nick, hello there. John, 3 out of 10 swings in VO and challenging events in life. Great analogy, Bill. Thank you, John. Keith in Renton, Washington. Richard, good morning. John says, love the baseball analogy, Bill. Fishtown in Philadelphia. Boy, I love that baseball analogy because my dad used to use that with me all the time. When I played Little League, after every game, he would remind me of how Babe Ruth had way more strikeouts than he had home runs. Of course, in my case, I was truly a pitiful baseball player. I mean, I literally struck out almost every time I went to the plate. So for me, there was very little hope, but you get the idea. Let's see here. We've got sunny Connecticut checking in. John in Asheville, North Carolina. Joni in Soggy, South Carolina. We've got, let's see here, Richard in Pana, Illinois. Dr. Bob in Clearwater. Nick, I hear those commercials. Never knew that was you. Yeah, Nick, that's me, believe it or not. You guys have probably heard me on way more stuff than you realize. And not necessarily TV commercials. I mean, it could certainly be that. But I have people tell me they hear me on things like AARP driver training or corporate training. And I'm in the middle of recording updated driver training for AARP. I've got some commercials running now for Bosley Hair for Men. So if you guys are, if you hear a radio commercial pop up, probably would be on Sirius XM because they're national commercials. I've done several of those as well, and those are still running. So I pop up there every now and then. Well, guys, I believe that's all we've got checking in here. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful Monday and a wonderful week. I will be back tomorrow morning. And until then, have a good one. We'll see you then.